often have you missed a most critical piece of a presentation because you've been distracted by Fido and his crazy antics in the background? So we kindly ask you to switch your view to speaker view now. Thank you.
Have you been one of the people who have recently been affected by a flight cancellation? You have? Mm-hmm. Well, there is a very well-known stereotype of British people that we love talking about the weather. So I'm not going to disappoint you, and we're going to do just that. The weather is something we cannot control, yet it is something that we experience every single day. We can take advantage and harness its power. We can use solar energy, wind turbines, or even just simply as collecting the rainwater in your garden to water the flowers. The other thing that we can do is we can manage how the weather affects us. We can put on a thick coat in winter. We can use an umbrella when it's raining, or we can even just apply sunscreen to our skin.
Which I should have done yesterday.
We should have done that. Sitting by the pool in Phoenix yesterday was pretty nice. So the weather is ever present and constant in our lives, and time, my friends, is no different.
You know, you're so right. Time is an integral part of our lives. We really can't get away from it. It's an ever constant measuring point that really defines who we are and how we live our lives. Time doesn't need you, but you certainly need time. Now, over thousands of years, we have developed different ways to measure time, from sundials to clocks. In fact, when you are born, one of the very first measurements that is made is your time of birth. And likewise, when we die, the last measurement that will be made is our time of death. In between these two pieces of time, we have a lot of freedom. And for the most part, we get to choose how we use our time. How we spend our time is personal and individual to each and every person here.
Which is why today we are going to visit the Bank of Time. Now, every day we all have a fixed 24 hours, and in the Bank of Time, 1 hour represents $1 of time money. So, Laura, I have $24 for you of time money that you are going to get to spend, and I have $24 of time money myself.
Oh, I'm so excited. So each of us has this exact same amount of time money, $24 to spend. And it's important to know that we all have that same exact amount every single day. Now, I bet you're wondering exactly how Karen and I are going to spend our $24. You might be thinking, how are they going to save their money? How are they going to squander their money? And are certain activities worth more than others?
Yeah. Now, I'm sure many of you are very familiar with my good friend Laura here. The balance boss, spreading wellness and benefits to everybody across the globe. She lives in beautiful Oregon, in mountains. She takes her dog for walks, and she really loves alpacas.
I do.
But Laura has a deep, dark secret. Laura is in serious debt because she is a very poor time manager.
I am. I'm in debt up to my eyeballs. You, on the other hand, you are a very good time manager and have a lot of savings.
I do. This is something that I have perfected the technique of. So I think we need to get our little piggies and go to the bank of time.
Let's visit the bank of time. So when we're visiting the bank of time, we are going to look at certain activities that we all do every day. And we're going to keep a balance sheet. And the first activity that most of us should be doing every day is sleeping. And I have a surprise for you here, Karen. I actually am saving time because I am only going to sleep 6 hours at night as opposed to your 7. So you need to withdraw 7 and I'm going to withdraw 6.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
Money spent. The next thing that we're going to look at is screen time. Now, we're on our phones a lot during the day. And Laura, you're on your phone so much.
Well, yeah.
I counted, and Laura spent 5 hours on her phone yesterday.
5 hours? Are you sure?
5 hours. I still spent 2, which is quite a lot of time, but it wasn't 5. So we're going to have to take some more money out of the bank. 5 for you, 2 for me.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. Well, next, Karen and I are really lucky because we work at the same exact job and we have the same exact responsibilities every day. But somehow, Karen, you only need 8 hours to get everything done during the day.
Yep.
And I actually need 9 hours to get everything that I'm doing done in a day. So I'm spending a little more of my time money at work again. So I'm withdrawing 9.
And I am doing 8 this time.
Oh my gosh. Bye-bye.
It's gone. Now, I know, Laura, that you're really easily distracted.
Squirrel.
Case in point, everybody.
Alpaca.
It doesn't take much.
No.
And I have another secret to share with you with these guys.
No, please.
I do.
No.
Laura's desk is extremely messy.
Really
If you've ever seen it, it is an extremely messy desk. Me, on the other hand, yes, distractions crop up. They're part of everyday life and inevitable. But I've somehow got good at managing them. And my desk is extremely tidy.
It is.
It is. So I'm only spending $1 now, and you've got another 5 to go out?
5, and I don't have $5. So I'm actually going in debt with this.
Oh my goodness. It's not looking good.
It's not. There's still more to do. All right, so because I had such a distracted, messy, busy day, I am going to come home tonight and I am going to veg and watch some good TV. I'm going to watch 4 hours of TV, in fact. And Karen, you're only going to watch 1.
That is correct.
And so now I'm trying to watch TV with time that I don't even have. So you withdraw 1, and I actually need to take a loan.
It's a big difference.
It's a big difference. I'm actually in debt by 5 hours, and you have 5 hours left.
We do. So when you look at that, the difference between Laura and I is 10 hours a day. And over the course of a work week, that is 50 hours a week difference between the time that we're spending. So I think we really need to find some ways that we can help Laura and help you guys be able to save more of your time.
Yes, because, you know, there's more activities during the day than just what we've highlighted. So if I'm in debt already and there's still more to do, I need to learn how to save. So let's visit the bank of time and start with our first category, how I could maybe invest my time money a little better in getting a good night's sleep. Now, I thought I was being really smart by not sleeping and not taking out that much from my piggy bank. But it turns out, I guess, that when I don't get enough sleep, my ability to function cognitively actually decreases by 30%. And so I'm not very productive the next day. And I think sleep is probably good for me to reset my health and my well-being. In fact, I've heard about an experiment that we all take part of once a year called daylight savings. And when we lose that hour of sleep, the next day, the number of heart attacks and car accidents skyrockets. So I don't think this is a very good use of my time money. I would love to go visit the Bank of Time and have you help me become a better saver here.
Yeah. Well, there is definitely some good advice in the Bank of Time for you, Laura. Now, I know that you are up late at night on your screens, okay? And that isn't a good thing to be doing because it is delaying your brain getting ready for bed. Because what needs to happen is we need to release the sleep hormone melatonin. And by playing on your screens late at night, you are reducing the amount of melatonin that is being reduced by up to 50%.
50%.
50%. Now, not only do you reduce that by 50%, but that gets delayed in its release by 3 hours.
Wow.
So you're trying to go to bed, but your body is really saying it's not ready. So the digital sunset that I want you to do is 1 hour before bed, put your phone away, put your phone down. And that way you're going to help those sleep hormones circulate in your system. Put it down.
Okay.
It's gone.
Did.
The second thing I know you do is you raid the fridge late at night. You're eating, having a midnight feast.
I
now,
love it.
that has to stop.
Oh.
Okay?
Okay.
Because what's happening is that your body is still producing the digestive enzymes and all the muscles and activity that goes into the digestion process is still continuing even though you're trying to go to bed. So you may fall asleep, but it's not a deep and restful sleep that you need.
Okay.
So this...
How do I not eat late at night?
Well, this is a really great suggestion for all these dental people because we love brushing and flossing our teeth. So what I would like you to do is eat your dinner and then brush your teeth and floss immediately after.
Oh, right after instead of right before bed. Right
That is
after
correct.
dinner.
Right
Okay.
after dinner, and then you are not going to want to brush your teeth and floss again.
No.
So it prevents you from eating.
Okay.
So that's a really good hint.
Good.
The last one here is called habit stacking. Now, habit stacking is when you take the connectedness of positive behaviors and put them together to make it easier for you to establish a routine. Our brains like to keep things simple and they like to save energy. So let's stack some of these behaviors together.
Okay.
I'll suggest them.
Okay.
I would like you to eat your dinner. You go brush and floss your teeth.
Okay.
You put your PJs on, and then you can sit down and read your book. Putting these things together is going to make it easier for you to keep doing that long term.
I love that. You know, this is all very simple, and I think I can do this. I can definitely stop eating right after dinner by brushing and flossing my teeth. And then begin that routine that gets me ready for bed and making sure that I put my electronics to bed before
Yep.
I go to bed so that I am in my restful state.
Yep,
Excellent.
you've got it.
Thank you, Karen. I think I can become a better time saver with sleep.
I think you can.
All right, this one's going to be a challenge for you because you see, I thought that being connected all the time to my phone or my screen was productive. I was always answering, I was always responding, I was productive. And yet, you're so right, because just recently I heard a quote from Cal Newport. He's the author of Digital Minimalism. And he said that humans are not wired to be constantly wired, and that we actually do need solitude. But yet, when we're constantly on our devices, we are taking away that time where we could enjoy that solitude. So, and I know that there's a tricky little thing called the iPhone effect, which sounds like it's something cool. But actually, it's that when you and I go and sit down and share a meal together, if there is a phone on the table, the quality of our interaction is actually significantly decreased. You may find it interesting to know that the phone doesn't even need to be on. And shockingly, it doesn't even need to be one of our phones.
Yeah.
Just the mere presence of a phone decreases that quality of interaction.
Yeah.
So I guess knowing those things, I should really be putting this away and having less screen time. So will you help me? Because I'm having a little problem with it, obviously. So can we go to the bank at the time and you can help me figure this out?
Yep. We're going to find you some more money, Laura.
Excellent.
Now, very often when we sit on our phones, our fingers do this motion. It's that mindless scrolling. So I want you to think and be really specific and define a purpose for being on your phone.
Okay.
Align it with your goals and your values so you know that you're doing something that is beneficial to you rather than just mind-numbing scrolling.
Okay.
Okay, that's the first thing.
That's good.
I'd like to suggest that you get an app timer. Maybe your phone already has one on it, but it's going to keep an eye on how long you are on your phone. And it may even give you that little nudge just to say, time to do something else, okay? Put your phone away, out of temptation, out of sight. So in a drawer, in a separate room. Don't take it when you go on a dog walk or when you're running errands.
Okay.
Now, I spend a lot of time with you and I hear how much that phone pings. A lot. And this is the thing with notifications. Notifications promote a release of dopamine in our brains. It then becomes a little bit of an addictive process that we like that hit of dopamine when we hear that phone go. We respond to it. We think someone wants to talk to us, something exciting is going to happen, even though it might be a notification from one of your apps that's not really exciting. So silence your notifications.
Okay.
And you can do that very easily by going to the settings in your phone, going to notifications, and then you just switch them off. It's going to give you a little bit of extra time.
Okay.
Now, one thing I know about you as well is that you respond to my texts immediately, which is amazing for me. I will always get a reply. But it's disturbing your time. So what I want you to consider doing is creating a designated time when you're going to respond to emails and texts and messages.
Okay.
Maybe once or twice a day, put aside the time when you're going to do that. But remember, communicate with the people that you talk to and communicate with on a regular basis that you're not going to be instantly responding anymore because they may be worried if they don't hear right back from you.
That's really true. Gosh, okay. I've never thought of all of these simple, easy ways to save time and not be on my technology as much. I can definitely let you know that, Karen, would it be okay if I messaged you between 3 and 5 when I need to respond to you?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
going to be perfect.
So that's good. I can do that. I definitely know how to silence and use an app timer, so I can set that up. And then, yes, you're right. I probably should stop scrolling and looking at cute dog pictures and alpaca pictures and spend more time on the DSI website and really start working on my speaking career instead.
I think that's the perfect solution, Laura.
Excellent. Thank you, Karen. All right, let's figure out how we can work smart so I can save some time at work. Now, the average human spends 90,000 hours, 90,000 hours in their lifetime at work. But because of how I'm working, I'm actually spending more than that. And I don't really want to. You see, I think when I think about my typical day, I do a lot of multitasking, trying to get everything done. And I know that that has been shown to actually be 40% less productive than when I think of doing one thing at a time. On top of that, you are right, my desk is messy. And I know when I'm trying to find something, it's often wasting time. Plus, I'll find something and get distracted. So it even adds more time to my day. My day is not very flexible. I'm rushing about trying to get everything done. And I don't have any extra time. I feel always stressed and under pressure. So could we visit the bank of time one more time here with this?
Yep,
And could you help me with my work?
I can certainly do that.
Thank you.
So you mentioned that you multitask. Now, this is something that probably each one of us is doing. It's become a default setting, really, for how we live our lives. We think that we've got so much to do that we need to do lots at once. But I want you to change that mindset and just focus on one thing at a time. So I want you to start using a to-do list on a regular basis.
Okay.
To-do lists are a great way to simplify your day. They reduce the anxiety and the stress of having so much to do because you can see it written out there. And you get that great feeling when you get to scrub something off your list. So use a to-do list.
Okay.
Now, for your disorganized desk, that leads into the disorganized mind as well, because you can't feel clear-minded when everything is messy in front of you. So at the end of the day, before you finish work, tidy up your workspace. Prepare it for tomorrow, much like you would have done when you were working in dental practice.
Oh.
Everybody had to tidy up and it all be sorted before you could leave to go home.
You're so right.
Get back into that routine of doing that and just create those systems that are going to work for you. Now, I have one more secret to share.
Not another secret. Please, Karen, don't share another secret.
This is not your secret, Laura.
Okay.
This is a secret of mine that I am going to share for your benefit. And it is called white space. White space is allocated blocks of time on your calendar where you don't put anything else. It may be 30 minutes, it may be an hour, that's up to you, but you label it in your calendar each day as white space. Now, inevitably, things crop up in our work days that we're not expecting and we need to sort out. If your calendar is booked back to back to back, there's no room, there's no flexibility or adaptability for you to slot these things in, so it becomes more stressful. White space, you can put stuff in that spot, but you can only use it on the day.
Oh. Okay.
But the best bit is with white space, if you don't use it, you get to do whatever you want in that time period.
Whatever I want?
Whatever you want.
Whatever I want. That sounds like a dream come true.
It definitely is.
Okay, so I can definitely focus more at work. And I think a to-do list would be a really good way for me to do that. And get rid of those distractions so that I'm able to do that high quality work uninterrupted.
Yeah.
All right, and tidying up my desk, like you said, at night would be a really freeing thing to walk out and know that when I walk into work the next day, everything's going to be in place and ready to go, just like at the dental office.
Yeah.
And that's going to create freedom for me to add that white space. Oh, this is so exciting. Thank you, Karen. I can't wait to save more time, money at work.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, finally, this one I think is going to be tough because it's so easy to come home and sit down on my cozy couch, grab that remote control, and start scrolling through Netflix. And it feels like self-care to me. And I guess if I really think about it, I'm missing some quality connecting time with my family. Also, I tend to go to bed later and later because, you know, Netflix just kind of keeps going to that next episode. And as we've talked about, that's not good for my sleep.
No.
Oh, and then I also notice that when I do go to bed after watching TV, I'm kind of awake. I get a second wind, so to speak. And so it's probably not good for my brain. It's probably shaking my brain up and not being a very good investment of my time, money. So could we visit the Piggies again? And could you help me decrease my addiction to TV?
Yep, let's do that. Let's
right.
see what the Piggy has to say this time. So, I know in your house that the TV can be on in the background. It's just some noise that's there. But what it's doing is that's distracting all of you from connecting with family or friends who are in the house. So my suggestion is put the TV off. Okay, maybe replace it with some music if you want that noise, or even nothing at all, and just see and watch how those connections between you can grow.
Okay.
Okay. Now, sitting on Netflix when it takes you from one episode to the next is easy, but it can become mindless viewing because it's just, you don't have to do anything, it just happens in front of you. So set yourself a limit. Maybe it's just one episode. Maybe it's not 4.
I don't know.
The other thing is watch only what you really want to. So if you're sitting scrolling through the Netflix menu for 20 minutes before you even decide what to watch, I could pretty much guarantee you don't really need to be watching anything anyway, because there's nothing that is tempting you that day.
That's a really good point. Really
And
good.
I don't know about you, but when I'm sat on the sofa and I am feeling tired, sometimes it's really difficult to get up and move and actually go to bed. We just continue to sit there. And I don't know why this is so difficult. But try now to get into the habit of really listening to your body. And when you get that message the first time, that's the time to get up and go to bed.
Oh, these are such great tips. And I think you're right. I know that having that TV on in the background is really distracting and decreases the quality of my interactions with my family. So definitely maybe just some music would be nice. That's a great suggestion. And I do think that there's many nights that I waste a lot of time surfing trying to find something to watch. So by really just picking what I want to watch and then putting a limit on that.
Sounds good.
And I'd get better sleep. And I'd probably free up some time to do other great creative things, maybe like writing that best-selling book that I've been wanting to for a long time.
That's a good use of your time.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much, Karen, for helping me save some money at the bank of time with my TV. This is so exciting because now I know it's possible for me to become a saver of time money just like you.
Yeah.
And actually gain an additional 10 hours a day and 50 hours a week. That's amazing.
Yeah. Now, saving time at the bank of time isn't just for the two of us with our piggy banks here. This is for each one of you. So don't be like Laura and hide your deep, dark secret of time debt. You can start saving today. Cheers.